Backed by U.S. firepower, the Syrian Democratic Forces are taking on ISIL in Manbij as part of a wider offensive to isolate Raqqa. But the city is also a target for another military alliance. Backed by Russian air power, Syrian government forces, along with their Iranian allies, crossed into the province for the first time in 2 years. The fall of Raqqa isn't likely to happen anytime soon, but this is not just about fighting ISIL.
The winner, those who win, who obtain a victory in Raqqa, of course their position, the impact on negotiations will become more and more significant. It's necessary to keep the eastern part of Syria because it means that it's possible to keep Syria as a state, to avoid division of Syria.
For the Syrian government, regaining control of territory in the east would give it leverage to prevent the partitioning of the country in future negotiations. For the Russian government, it would be a symbolic and strategic victory against ISIL in its self-proclaimed capital and a public relations victory over the US-led coalition. When the US-backed military alliance launched an offensive in the northern countryside of Raqqa last month, Russia offered to coordinate and join that fight. It also offered joint action between the Russian Air Force and the US to conduct strikes against the al-Qaeda-linked Nusra Front. But Washington rejected both offers, and officials here did not hide their displeasure. The U.S. has accused Russia of focusing its air power on opponents of Bashar al-Assad. Officially, at least, cooperation has been limited to avoiding accidents in the skies over Syria.
Moscow would have loved to see much more, because that would enable Moscow to legitimize President Bashar al-Assad forces. If Americans join hands with Russia-led coalition.
Both military alliances are far from any real push inside Raqqa city. But for now, it appears the Kremlin lost the battle to draw the US into some form of cooperation in Syria, which it needs to revive cooperation elsewhere. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera, Moscow.